Alright, so my name is Jaden Correa. I'm 16, born and raised in Los Angeles, Compton, California. And I'm also a boxer and a rapper, and hopefully trying to get into this new acting situation. So we'll see how that goes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what is it that you really love to do?
Like, you talking about like as far as boxing and rapping, or like?
You can start with that, and because there are different categories.
I don't know. I kind of love both of them. So it's kind of like, it's right there, like neck and neck with both of them. I can't really say I love this one more, So,
That's all right. Very good. Well, let me ask you this. What's your favorite meal to keep you fit?
I'm not even gonna lie. I just eat whatever my mom cooks, and then like the whole working out and training situation is just carries. So, but
That's really good. That's important. That's so great. That's so special. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you had an opportunity to say something right now that because somebody's watching you tell your story,
right.
and it's something that you have on your heart that you want to say right now, because it's a lot of people in this room right now, but they don't see. But we need you to just share. What would you say to that person that's on this camera when this airs?
I would probably say to chase your dream, no matter what. I feel like in life, you only have one chance at life, and you either, take the risk or lose the chance, at the opportunity that you've been given. So I say like, no matter what, no matter how many people are against you, even, if the whole world is stacked against you, still do whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you love, because at the end of the day, like I said, you only get one chance at life. So
that part right there, go to work. And if it was 5 years from now, and you looking like I'm already out of high school, what do you envision your life to be like?
What do I envision my life to be like?
Drum roll, please. 5 years from now, will you be driving a car? Will you be already acting in a film, stage plays, feature films? Will you be on radio? Will we see your name, your face on the billboards in the city of Compton and everywhere else?
Yeah, no, I think that, I also envision that, but one of my goals in life, I always tell myself this, one of my goals in life is to become a Grammy-nominated artist and a world champion, title holder. So
wow,
that's where I see myself. I don't know if it's gonna be in 5 years exactly, but that's where I see myself.
And I want to share that I know that you've been singing, shall I say, rapping. Pardon me, I'm getting older, but just to know, I know you have one of my favorite songs when you was younger. So I just wanted you to speak on your career as a music artist.
As a music artist, well, the first record that I dropped, it was a single record. It was called, I think it was called Knockout. And that was my first record. It dropped when I was 7. And then I had an album after that, Going Pro. That was the very first, Going Pro. Then I had Going Pro 2, which is my second album. Going Pro 3, or no, not Going Pro 3, my bad. Heart of a Champion, which is my third album. And then my new album that just dropped called One of One. So, yeah, music, I started music when I was 6 years old. And, from the very beginning, especially in the beginning it was tough, but now it's kind of like gotten easier to the point, where I can, take over and do a lot of this stuff, on my own, especially when it comes to, writing the music part, so.
Absolutely. And one more question. What is it like to perform in front of various audiences?
For me, I don't know, it's wonderful. I know like a lot of people when they get on stage, it's kind of like, stage fright, they're scared. But for me, I don't think it's ever been like that for me. I feel like at a young age, I was kind of like, I mean, of course, I didn't know this then. Like as I'm speaking now, I didn't know this then, but I feel like I was kind of like, you know, made for it in a sense, because I never, had a situation where I was scared or anything like that. I just did it because it came natural, like secondhand nature. So.
Oh my gosh, I want to ask you one more question just because you said that. Just this one right here. What is it like to be in a boxing ring and an amateur winner?
In the ring, it's damn, I get so much enjoyment for that one too. Boxing, it definitely does have its ups and downs because you do have those days and those moments. You got days where you look good and maybe not. Days where you're not so good. But boxing is still, at least for me, when I'm up in the ring and I'm doing my thing and I feel comfortable and I'm in the zone, it's like there's nothing at that point that can just stop me. Boxing, another thing too, because I started boxing before I started rapping. And, my dad initially taught me to box and to protect myself, for self-defense reasons. And then, when I turned like 5 to 6, everything just kind of like, took off. And I started doing my thing. But how does it feel? I'll probably say like just like how being on stage feels wonderful.
That's beautiful. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Can you just share your social media before we leave from this segment of Tell Your Story with Glow City Project?
For sure. Alright, so my name is Jaden Too Fast. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Jaden Too Fast. That's JAIDEN number 2 and the word fast.
That's why I'm so proud of you. Oh, go for it.
My name is Francesca Bryce-Martin. I'm a filmmaker and Los Angeles.
You're based in Los Angeles. How exciting is that?
Oh my God, it is exciting. I just left my country 3 years ago because I was in another path. I'm not gonna get into that. And
It's been exciting.
Yeah, it's been exciting because I always wanted to do filmmaking as my full-time job, but I didn't get an opportunity. I just woke up and I said, hey, I'm going to Los Angeles.
Okay.
And then I came.
Wow, you've been on a serious journey. You just woke up one day in West Africa
Yeah.
and said, I'm going to LA.
I mean, it was in the back of my head. I was planning to come in Los Angeles because it's the city of cinema. Everybody knows it. It's where everything happens. And it's just, it was in the back of my head. And just one day I was like, I need to go. Because this is really what I want to do.
Absolutely. What have you done so far?
I came here 3 years ago, and I actually went to school at New York Academy for the filmmaking program, where I learned producing, directing, and screenwriting mainly.
Nice. And what do you want to do with those skills?
Oh God, I want to be a producer. I want to be a director. I also write, so I want to do all of it. But mainly, I would say directing is my to-go. Producing also, I love it. I don't think I can keep between those two. But yeah,
Absolutely. So have you thought about being a dancer, fashion designer, editor, doing some other things around those other skills that you have that you went to school for?
I do edit, but I don't know if I would pick editing as my first choice. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I do edit, but I don't know if I would pick editing as my first choice. Like I said, producing and directing would be my go-to. As for production designer, I'm a very artsy person, but
not necessarily right now.
not that.
Okay, absolutely. So if you were given the opportunity to be on a commercial or to be in film, what would you choose? Okay.
I love it. I would say producing and maybe acting. I did a little bit of acting in the past as in theater, so maybe that. I would also love to act in films, if possible, in the future. But right now, I'm focusing on my project.
And so if you had the opportunity to do anything that you could think that was grandiose, a big dream, like what would it be if it could happen today?
On the big screen with full size audience.
Nice, absolutely.
I just want my work to get out there. I want people to see what I do and hopefully love what I do.
Absolutely.
So that would be, if today I could have something, I would like my film to be seen on the big screen.
Awesome. And let's say this. What would you say, since it's Tell Your Story with Flow City Project, what would you like your story to be in 5 years?
Hopefully my story in 5 years, I would love my story to be an inspiring one for younger people than me, because from where I come from, it's more like it's difficult to follow your dreams because we're more into finding a job that is going to sustain you, that is going to help you earn your living and everything. And I hope in 5 years I'm able to still be in the film industry, make the movies that I want to make and still earn a living, just to show the younger people that it is possible to have both if you work hard. Hopefully my story in 5 years is going to be that. And hopefully my story in years to come after my dad will be a huge legacy.
Awesome. Have you always wanted to be in film?
I have always wanted to be in film. Since I was a kid, I would always tell my mom or my dad that I'm either a filmmaker or an actress or a doctor. And I actually went to med school. I graduated, so I did both of the dreams that I had.
Yes.
And I just switched.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I did. It's possible to do what you want. You just have to believe in it. Sometimes it's gonna be very hard because some people are gonna want to push you in another direction that is not what you want, or push you in a direction that they think would be better for your life, but that is not necessarily the best for you. So you just have to fight for what you want.
Absolutely. Go to work. Where can people find you?
Where can people
On social media.
Instagram.
On Instagram. What's your Instagram
You
page?
know what? I'm not a good social media person, but I do have an Instagram page, and it's at Francesca Bryce Martin.
Okay, that's beautiful. And if you had one last word, what would you say?
Oh, I would just say thank you so much for having me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. Thank you for giving all these people that are not seen to be seen and to have a voice. That's the most important, actually, having a voice anywhere you are. Whether you are, I don't know what to say, but yeah, having a voice is important. Anywhere in the world, it could be from Africa, United States, Europe, anywhere, you deserve to have a voice.
Hi everyone, my name is Litabo Mokate, and I am originally from South Africa.
Wow, how neat is that? How long have you been here in the U.S.?
So this is my 4th year. I came here in 2019. I got a fully funded scholarship from the Multi-Choice Group. I used to work with them, so they basically scouted me and sent me over here to complete my studies at the New York Film Academy.
Wow, that's so impressive. So not only do you have the will and the passion, you have techniques and skill. Woo! So what is it that you want to do with your skills?
Question. Yes. So I initially wanted to be a cinematographer, but I realized that's a man's job. I have no upper body strength, all those equipment and the technicality it comes to actually making the movie, and I realized that that's not my field. But then I fell in love with producing. So before coming to America, I worked as a producer for the Mnet division under the multi-choice group. So that's how they scouted me and sent me over here. So when I did my studies at the Film Academy, I fell in love with directing. I think at first I was shying away because I did not really know how to talk to people, because some people would say that was kind of harsh, and there's a way to talk with actors. So I had to train myself to kind of like convey a story or the subtext of the character. So I eased my way into it, and now I realize I actually enjoy directing. So I would say being a director and a producer is something that I am actually passionate about right now.
Wow. So are you an actress as well? A singer, a dancer, is that stuff going on?
As a kid, I wanted to do so many things. So I come from a family of dancers. So my mom, my grand, everyone in my family used to be ballroom dancing. So they were the first in South Africa to open a dance school in Lesotho, which is another country inside South Africa. But I ended up doing ballet dancing as a kid until the age of 16 at the State Theatre. So the South African State Theatre is a big theatre, which still is right now. But back in the days, it used to be really big theatre productions and dance. So I think I only did ballet at the time, and I went to the International School of Arts to do art. So I was a very artsy kid, you should say. But I wish I could sing. I was not given that gift. But yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So did you always want to be in the entertainment from when you were younger as well?
Funny thing though. I was an artsy kid because it was something to do outside of going home, because I'm an only child. So it was either go home and do homework or do something extra on the side, which was kind of fun, But I actually wanted to be an architect, but I was not good at maths. So but yeah, I did not see myself in the film industry, but this was also a calling. Interestingly, in 2016, I was given a prophecy that I was going to come to the United States and pursue this career, but I didn't believe it but I realized this was my calling. And I guess I will see where God takes me.
That's beautiful. You're so motivational just listening to you. Is it something that you want to tell your story about, to reach someone in a motivational manner?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. I think being in this journey, it has opened me up to so much, especially with waiting. Because as I said, this was a calling for me. I did not intend on coming here at all. It was prophesied at a church. I did not have any intention of coming to America as well and pursue this, career. But I feel like using my journey to someone else who's trying to get into this industry, especially to young women. So many times we get intimidated, especially taking the director or producer seat, because it's been known that it was a man's job, or that it's kind of hard to get there because there's a lot of nepotism in the industry, and especially coming from South Africa, coming all the way here to America, it's not that easy, when you think of all the costs it takes to come here, the visa process, but I feel like it is possible, and just me sitting here talking about my experience coming here, as I said, I did not intend, on doing this as a career, but also telling the stories that I do want to share is something I know that it's maybe God-given, if I should say. I had a film, actually. It got screened at the Michelle Film Festival. So those of you that are not familiar with Michelle Film Festival, it is a new festival that is also sponsored by Oprah Winfrey and Sony Entertainment.
Nice.
And it's also after Oscar Michaud, the late Oscar Michaud. So thankfully, my thesis film got screened there last month on the 14th of July. And the film is about female circumcision that is being practiced in Africa. So I believe that, having impactful stories, that happens to so many women in Africa is also my calling, because not a lot of people know about this. And my main actress actually went through circumcision when she was 4 years old in Ethiopia. So I think that's when everything started connecting for me, that it is really important to share these kind of stories. Yes, most of the times we want to share stories like action, love, romance, but what about the actual stories that women go through? Like domestic violence. There's other things that people don't know, and I feel like, as a young female filmmaker trying to get her way in the industry, I think putting everything aside, just having impactful stories is something I know what I definitely want to share.
Absolutely. I definitely applaud you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we know this is International Women's Month as well, this time frame too, that we're having you all do interviews or tell your story on the Flow City project. So I want to thank you for that. And if there were any last minute words, what would you like to share?
I would definitely say, people out there around the world, just chase your dreams. That no is not a no. It's a may. Take it from some of us, that are still in this journey. You might not be where you want to be, but I realize enjoy living in the moment. Sometimes we get stuck with financial problems or so many things that are going on in our lives, but we forget to live. And that's something I will say, just live and enjoy the moment, because it is your story, right? You can't have a testimony without that experience or the journey. But I'm done preaching.
And where can they find you on social media?
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram, or if you Google my name, Untitled Chapter, you will see all my details.
All right. Thank you so very much for joining us. Good work.
Hi, my name is Shantier Lakira. I am a singer, an actress, a writer, and I'm
Thank you for joining to tell your story on the one and only Flow City project. So, thank you for coming. And why did you want to come and tell your story?
I wanted to tell my story because I feel like my story can inspire others that are looking to just step out on their dreams, but kind of have fear, holding back, maybe don't have enough experience, or maybe resources or what have you. But I feel like my story can be able to inspire others.
I love it. Absolutely. And what are you aspiring to do?
I am, again, an actress, a singer. I am also a dancer. I am a motivational speaker as well.
So, what is your ultimate goal at this present time?
So my ultimate goal now, I'm actually involved in two different things. So I'm involved in speaking in terms of I'm a general manager for a youth development program called Dream. So I coach the younger kids, I mentor them, inspire them to live out their dreams, and then also I'm involved in acting right now. So those are my main two passions, speaking and acting.
Nice. And we talked before we got on air that you're also a fashion designer. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I do have my own clothing line. It is a Christian clothing line. I started this clothing line way back ago. It was a clothing line, H&M's, that started this whole monkey in a jungle with a little boy. He had a little outfit on. So I said, why are we supporting these clothing lines? We as Black people need to, become fashion designers and have our own clothing line out there so our younger generation can wear our fashion, our clothes, and support our Black communities. So I started my clothing line. It is a Christian clothing line. It is clothes that inspire others, and that's what I like to do.
That's so wonderful. Thank you for sharing, because so many people that don't know why people start businesses. Now, can you tell us what helped you to start your career in entertainment?
So again, for me, entertainment is a form of giving out your message. Like when you become actors and actresses, you bring the character to life, and with that character can speak to people in different environments, different walks of life, and it speaks to their situation, and it can either inspire, or not either, but it can inspire them to come out of their situation and even let them know that they're not the only person in the world that's going through what they're going through.
Go to work.
Yeah, so as a child, I've always been that person to want to inspire people. I have visions of talking to the younger generation, Boys and Girls Clubs and things like that. So I thought to myself, what a better way to inspire and share my message with the world other than television, other than being a speaker, stopping at different organizations, like I said, Boys and Girls Clubs, the rehab centers, shelters, and things like that. So that's what inspired me to join.
Awesome. And let me ask you this. If you had the opportunity to make your dream come true today in the things that you're aspiring currently, what would you like that picture to be?
Well, the ultimate dream for me is to become an international actress and singer and dancer. And when I say that, I kind of think of like maybe Sierra or Beyonce and Janet Jackson, but I also want to be speaking as well. So when I think of a speaker term, I think of like Denzel, like he's an actor, but he also speaks as well, right? We have Tyler Perry, and then we have the Will Smith that also acts, and they're involved in speaking as well. So when it comes to my dream and my goal, I would like to do that. I would like to be an actress, speaker, and dancer, and also have a nonprofit where I give back to the communities. The younger generation, I want to give back to young athletes, to single parent households, to women that have been in domestic violence situations, just really be a pillar to help people get out of their current situations.
Go to work. And if I'm already inspired, but if you have the opportunity to inspire somebody, what you do here on Tell Your Story with the Flow City Project, what would you say right into the camera to someone that's watching this show? How will you inspire them to make their dreams come true or to work toward their dreams coming true?
Well, what I would do, I listen, guys. I tell you this. My favorite scripture is, "Your gifts will make room for you." So, what I would inspire you to do is figure out what your gifts are. Now, it can be singing, it can be dancing, it can be speaking, it can be acting. Whatever your gift is, figure out what that gift is, perfect that gift, cultivate that gift, and then move out on that gift. Move with faith and allow God to meet you where you are and keep on going. Even if you get discouraged along the way, even if people tell you you're not capable of this job, you don't have what it takes, you can't do it, what have you, you know that God gave you that gift, so you continue to seek God, ask Him to direct your path, and keep going, because if He gave you that gift, everything that is for you in regards to that gift will be for you. So just keep going and keep having your faith and let your faith see you through.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. And you know, people need to call you or they need to write you immediately. So please share your social media.
Yes, my social media is I am Shantiera. It is SHANTIARA Singleton. Again, that is I am Shantiera Singleton. And for my clothing line, the business is In the Business of Winning Souls. You can find that on Instagram at Winning Souls Merch. Okay, Winning Souls Merch. Those are my Instagram account, and that is all.
Thank you for joining us right here on Tell Your Story on the Flow City Project. You know you have to come back again.
Oh yeah, I definitely come back. I got more to share.
Absolutely. Thank you. Go to work.
My name is Terrell Tillman. I'm from South Central Los Angeles, born and raised, and I'm here to tell my story.
That part right there. God love it. He has such a great smile. Thank you for joining us on Tell Your Story with the Flow City Project. It is definitely an honor. All the different things that you do, oh my gosh, if you could just start with a couple of things. No, really. I think it's so great. But yeah, seriously though, you know that I know that you just mentioned that you have a calendar and you're going to do another calendar. I want to start with that because you have a very nice smile, and I'm sure that smile resonates in the calendar that you have available somewhere on social media. Can you tell us about that first?
Okay, well, I did do a calendar, and it's called the Velvet One Classic Calendar. I actually did it in 08, but I revised it in 11, and I was working on doing another one. But unfortunately, I got incarcerated, so that slowed up the process. So now I'm back out, and I'm going to do another calendar. And you know, it was strictly for the women, because at that time it was only the firemen and Playgirl that had that calendar, an actual calendar, and then the calendar was different because it had not only 12 or 18 pictures, it had 50 something pictures injected through it.
Wow.
With captions on each one, black and white as well. So that's what it was.
That is
And
amazing
it was
in
just,
itself.
you know, give a woman some eye candy.
Go to work, go to work.
Get my energy on some paper.
I love it, absolutely. And I know, we have people in the studio as well. If we can get those people to stop giving you googly eyes and stop dragging your attention that way, that'd be great too. That is so funny. I'm so serious. So this is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It's an organic place. It's where we're located today in Creative Studios. This is our present location for Tell Your Story with the Honorable Lady Krista Wells, and I'm so glad she invited you.
I'm glad she did.
Yes.
It's an honor to be here, and I'm blessed to be here.
Absolutely, and so you do a lot of work for the community. You want to tell us about that?
Yes, I'm actually a peer navigator for Project Impact, and the peer navigator consists of helping people come out that's on parole, probation, or supervised release, or have any dealings with the judicial system. I help them get trained, I help them get jobs. We also have a therapist, we have a lawyer, so we can help them with their legal stuff, get expungements and stuff of that nature. And I mentor them. I did 19 years in federal prison myself on 2 different stints. So I'm just out here trying to help the community and people in the community better themselves. And when they come home, the men and the women that deserve that guidance.
Absolutely, and that's community work. And you also actually have your own business too. Tell us about that.
Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own business, Lessons Learned, Reentry-030. That's actually one of my businesses inside the business. Lessons Learned is my parent company, and Reentry-030 is actually the reentry component that's specifically for reentry. And I also have a reentry book that's about to come out this year. I have written reentry curriculum that I started implementing when I was in the federal prisons, and I'm bringing it out here to the world now. So, and then Lessons Learned, I do a lot of different mentorships with, with parents that need to connect with their young adults or their youth. I also do consulting for businesses to help them start their LLCs or whatever, and just different things in the business aspect of how to run a business, how to get the paperwork, how to get, apply for grants and stuff like that, to help people get their stuff together so they can flourish as business people and as a human being.
Go to work. It sounds so well-rounded, and I'm so thankful and honored to be able to even meet you. You understand me? And how could other people meet you? Like, where are you on social media?
Well, I'm on Facebook as Terrell Gino Tillman, and I have Instagram. I'm Terrell Gino Tillman, the Velvet One, THA, Velvet One.
Oh.
And I also have Mr. Tillman, which is T-Real AW Meal. And I also have 2 clothing lines. I have Lessons Learned, and it's under Lessons Learned brand, and I have the Real Tillman A. Craig. And then I also do massages, so I have also the Velvet Touch.
If you don't keep on letting us know how much other...
I'm an entrepreneur. Multiple streams of income, that's what I'm about. And I'm just a go-getter.
Absolutely.
God blessed me with some skills. I'm just trying to put them all to use before I leave this place and to share, my talents with other people and, accumulate some wealth.
Go to work.
So I can leave with my children and my grandchildren.
Absolutely. If you had the opportunity to share your dream, your ultimate dream, and shape that as a way of motivating somebody else that's watching, what would you say to them? And you can say that directly to the camera.
My ultimate dream, woo-wee, that's a big picture. That's a big picture. And I would say my ultimate dream would be to restore these damaged black communities from the crack epidemic that I grew up in and I helped be a part of, destroy in different communities throughout the nation. And to give better teaching back to our children and the youth, because they took all of those things out of the schools. They took all of the wood classes, the Spanish classes, the automotive classes. They took all of the trade skills out of the schools. So the kids now don't know no trades. All they know how to do is this. They don't even know how to talk. So like I tell my son, you can't go on an interview texting. You gotta be able to talk to somebody. You gotta be able to look them in the eye, tell them what's on your mind, speak, and convince somebody why should they hire you.
That part right there.
So,
If you had to tell somebody something that you just know just from their aura, something that would help them to get over that hurdle, what would you say to that person? How would you motivate
to
them?
help them get over that aura, I would say, dig within yourself, believe in yourself, have that confidence in yourself. Because without confidence, you don't have nothing. You could be uneducated, you can be illiterate, you can be whatever. You could be a person that was in the streets and doing some horrific stuff. But if you want to change, you got to have the confidence in yourself that you can do whatever you want to do in life, period. And don't ever let nobody tell you different.
That part, that's so amazing. I'm telling you, this is awesome. Well, you know, we're going to have you come back on another segment and tell your story, because I just know you have so much to share, and we definitely going to look out for your book that you were telling us about too.
Yeah.
So tell your story, this Flow City project. Why? I need to ask you, why did you come on the show?
Well, I came on this show because, first of all, Miss Crystal Wells is a great human being. I love that lady.
Me too.
And she's an inspiration as well.
Yes.
And to tell my story, because I believe that I'm out here in the community, I'm out here nationally in the community, and I'm trying to help people restore their own lives and educate people.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I used to run with the devil and do some horrific things growing up in South Central Los Angeles and in the drug trade and the gangs and all that. So I know, and I did 19 years in prison. So God gave me a clean slate.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he showed me my purpose. One of my main purposes is to come out here and help people to eradicate their old ways and, you know, kind of recycle themselves and learn something to be better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because education and knowing yourself is the best thing in life.
Go to work.
So that's why, you know, one of the things, and that's why I'm here to tell my story, because I have a lot to offer to the community and to people that may inspire them or motivate them to do something better or do something different or just reach within themselves. Because that's one of the things that I have in my, as a mantra, you know, building up the introspective in yourself, you know.
Now don't make me cry, Ben. I appreciate you so sincerely, and I know it will be able to help people find you in the credits as well. So I want to thank you once again for your time. I want to tell your story on the Flow City project.
All right, thank you for having me.
Go to work.
All right.
James Hardy. I'm a director, singer, actor, writer. I produce films, of course. I do post editing, special effects, everything that you have a big production company does. It all falls on me. So, therefore, I want to let you all know that I'm excited to share my story, very brief, and how I started in the film first, and then doing music. I have produced so far 2 films. And I'm working on the 3rd, and it's actually a trilogy, and the title of the film is called Purpose. And so what I've learned basically in this process is not only how to do everything myself, but to have patience, dealing with a large group of actors, and then you have to direct and be a part of it. It is so much fun, but at the same time, it's so much hard work. It is a process in which you not only gain experience and knowledge, but you learn different things of the trade when it comes to film that the average person doesn't really see. The wonderful thing is not only do you gain experience, but you begin to climb at different levels of your experiences. So this puts you ahead of the game as when it comes to film and making and all of that. And when it comes to the music, I just recently, after say 20 plus years of doing singing and all over churches and doing worship, I finally released my album. That was an experience in of itself, working with different producers and how they put music together. It was very also knowledgeable, fruitful, and at the same time it allowed me to have the creativity, which same thing for my films, to be able to do what I love to do, the way I want to do it, and it came from my heart. So again, that's just the wonderful thing about film and music, and sharing with you all that even if you don't have the support you think you need, or you may need but not have at the time, I took the little and I made big. And so when people say, well, how much did you pay for your budget? How much is this? And it's very small amounts. So I'm a living testimony that you can take the very little that God has given you and make it big. And it can still be as great as if you spent $1 million on it, and still make more money as if you spent $1 million on it. So again, you can find me if you're more interested in my ministry and what I do. My website is www.jh7ministry.com. That's JH7ministry.com. You can find me on Facebook at James Hardy Music. I'm also on YouTube, James Hardy Music and Film. I'm also on Twitter. I believe it's official James H7. I believe it is. We have the connections there. We have Instagram, official JH7 Ministry, and lastly, I am on TikTok, which is pretty much James Hardy Official. Thank you so very much for listening to my story. Hope to see you soon.